I just started recording just in case you went into it.
Oh, okay. So the Foundation is this. It's one of the first places where galactic empire is mentioned. So it's probably it heavily influenced Herbert and Lucas because this all predates them. The Foundation series, you'll have to check me, but it was
So
from
Herbert's Dune.
yeah,
Foundation precedes
influenced.
Dune. Or
Yeah.
comes,
Dune,
oh, wow, okay.
Dune is from the '60s.
Yeah,
60s,
yeah.
70s, and Foundation was being written right after World War II, I believe. Asimov was inspired by the ships being made in the docks. For some reason, he was in that area.
Okay.
So, but it's about this big galactic empire that is about to crash, and then there's a scholar who discovers this technology called psychohistory, where they can use mathematics to predict the future, like big happenings,
Ooh.
right? Not individual things. It would never go down to like an individual person or anything like that, but it could like it would you could tell when empires would fall and rise and all that stuff, and they predicted that the galactic empire was about to fall, and this is his solution for all that was to make a foundation, right? And the foundation was essentially an encyclopedia or a university, and it would save all this history and technology and science for when the fall happened. It was really a good comparison or an analog for the Roman Empire, right? So the Roman Empire ended. There was 1,000 years of Dark Ages, right? Where if you think about it, if the Roman Empire never ended,
Yeah.
there's a lot of back and forth and discussion over this. But if the Roman Empire never ended, we could have had an industrial revolution in 100 years, like at 400 BC.
Wow.
Right? Can you imagine that? We had steam.
Like theoretically, but
I mean, theoretically.
Yeah.
I mean,
because they were
God
doing some pretty
that's
intense
not
stuff.
that's not how God wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
But the think about this: in the ancient world, they had clocks, the Antikytherian device. Have you heard of that?
I have not, but
So-
I am aware that they had some pretty advanced stuff.
So
at their
it was a
time.
mechanical computer found in a ancient Greek ship wreckage.
That's cool.
But also they had the steam engine in the ancient world. I believe there were diagrams for one in the
I
Alexandria.
need to see articles on that.
Oh yeah, and it's very simple. You heat up a shaped thing, and it steams. You have vectors, like pipes going the opposite way. You heat up the thing in the middle, and it spins around. They were on the verge.
Wow.
They were on the verge of just discovering all of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but there's the argument, that yes, we could have been in space 1,000 years ago, but at the same time, would the Romans ever go for some sort of innovation like that? Would they? Because they had cheap labor, they had slaves,
That's true.
so they never needed it.
Going back to Foundation, would you say that the foundation that this mathematician creates, is it more akin to the domain in Halo, where it's a collection of all knowledge so that it's accessible by future generations, or is it more of a university, a place of study, or
It was a place of university. So how it played out was he made these predictions. He was only in the first part of the foundation because the foundation goes over like maybe 300, 400 years. And what he made the foundation was for, because he predicted that the empire would die and then the universe or the galaxy would be in chaos for 10,000 years. So what he said was, if we make this foundation, if we make this repository of information, then we can reduce that by 1,000 years. And I think in the book, they held it down to like maybe 500, maybe 1,000 years. I've read like 3 or 4 of them. I haven't read the complete. There's like 7, and there's like the last few books tie up everything with all of Asimov's worlds. Like he has a robot chronicles or trilogy that plays a big part of his, the Asimov universe.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the book on the shelf there, and I know the Apple TV just put out a series on it that I'm very curious to watch.
I love that series. It's pretty good, but they take very
a
little.
lot of liberties.
A lot of liberties. Yeah, so, I mean, you think about the foundation. So the book is one thing, and TV is a totally different medium. You have to talk. I mean, it's a action. TV is action, visual, right? Whereas the Foundation was ideas. You know, it was mostly ideas. Like they have big space battles, but they're like, oh, this happened, this battle happened. Oh, I'm threatening to take this ship. You know, but you don't actually see a lot of it. It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of talking, and there's not a lot of action for the screen. So they had to do something to, I don't know, to make it visual.
Spice it up.
Spice it up.
Spice it up. Wow. Well, welcome to Max Myth and Magic.
No, we are not. This is not.
Yeah, that's not just,
great characters.
this is a segment. This is a segment. This is like a preview.
Yes.
Oh man, I would have loved to have carried that straight into the episode.
Dude,
Well, he's not recording.
Yeah, I know. We should have set that up.